And many of you know the story that when Jesus was on the cross, it says that the veil of the temple was torn in two, the veil of the temple that separated mankind, creation, from God. There was this big veil that separated. The high priest once a year could go into the presence of God once a year after a huge sacrificial ceremony to make sure that he was cleansed. And even still, they would tie a rope with a bell to his leg just in case he wasn't clean and purified enough that he would drop dead. And all of a sudden, when Christ died, the veil of the temple was torn in two, symbolizing that God is forever. The promise of God with us, Emmanuel, is now forever been fulfilled. That there's nothing to separate you from God. That if you believe in Jesus and you accept his grace, you can now know God with us. No longer do you have to go through a priest or a prophet or some ceremonial rites, but you can go to Jesus. You can go to Jesus directly. In fact, Hebrews tells us that since we have Jesus as our high priest, we can come boldly into the throne room of grace, where we can receive mercy and grace to help us in our time of need. God had promised a Redeemer who would save humanity from their sins, and Jesus was the fulfillment of that promise.